everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Chasing Rust. We're here in Erie, Illinois at the Boss Brothers show. Boss Brothers? We're going with Boss Brothers. This is their 10th annual show here, and it's the first day. It's Friday, about midday here. We got here late last night. I mean, it was more like this morning when we got here. So we're a little late getting out here to the show, but you know what? It's first day. It's okay. They got a lot of stuff here, and it's really a neat place. What we've seen so far. We brought Glenn the G and the 4-bolt B because, well, they were on the trailer from last week. And then we threw a 2-bottom plow on that we've never used before. And so we're going to see if that works.
Actually, the 2-bottom plow and Glenn came from the same place.
They did, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see if the plow works or not. We'll find out. But there's a lot of stuff here. Come along with us. Hope you enjoy this show, and we'll check it out. Even in the rain. That's what the hoop drawbar was designed for. Maybe not necessarily this plow, but that's how it works. Big ol' Avery. Big gas tractor. It's back when they made them. Made them to last. with most tractors of this era, all the valve train is open to the air, similar to Waterloo Boy or Hart Car, all those types of tractors. Basically all the same design. Carburetor's right here in the middle. Get your magneto over there, your oiler is up here on this side. Like a 2-cylinder Fairbanks Morse, big stationary engine. They've got it on the little buzz saw there if it ever runs. So they're using air. There's an air compressor on the other side over there in this tank here, and they're using air to get that thing to turn over so they can get it started. Air assist, if you will. So he's just rolling it back into position, get the cylinders where he wants them, and then they hit it with that air, and it rolls it over, and hopefully it hits and fires and takes off. They don't have anybody running it currently, but this is a rock crusher. So you see the truck up there, there's rocks up there in the dump truck. And so they'd raise that up and the rock would come down this chute right here into the rock crusher. This is a Universal Crusher Company, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It's a pretty big rock crusher actually. So anyway, it crushed their mechanism in there that kind of goes back and forth like this, vibrates, and it crushes the rock. And then the rock will come out down here. You can see the rock has been crushed. And it would fall on this conveyor and go up into that dump truck. And then they would take it out and spread it on a road or fill or whatever they did with it. There it is. Quite the little operation there. We'll try to catch this in action later maybe. See a Caterpillar dozer running a sawmill very often. It's kind of cool, kind of neat. Here's some wood they've sawn on the sawmill. Different thicknesses. Depending on where it was in the log and how it worked out is to how the different size they use, how it comes out. So all different brands represented here. It's pretty neat. If I didn't know any better, I would say these fenders are off an 830 John Deere. But I don't know. What do I know? Check out this 7520 though. It's pretty cool. And it's hooked to an 8 bottom plow. That's a lot of plow, folks. That takes a lot of tractor to pull that. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottom white, looks like, right next to it. And that Minneapolis there, that's a propane rig, if you can believe that. And you can see all the plows down through here. We'll have them out here in the field plowing. We'll show that here in a little while. Triple remotes on this 7520. Those fenders sure do look 2-cylinder-ish, if you ask me. That's cool though. Always like these tractors. They're always cool looking. They're a good tractor too in their day. Way too big for anything we ever needed on our farm. You couldn't turn that thing around on our farm. Used to be a 50 horse case. So this is your trip rope right here. This rope goes back. That's how you pull that lever. Lowers and raises the plow. And this is what it attaches to right here, so that if the plow breaks free, then the rope breaks free as well right here. These things are pretty cool. Goes in your seat right there. That's original to the tractor. Came with the tractor. Okay folks, this is a untested, unused plow by us. We have no idea if it's going to work or not. And so I guess here it goes.
Untested plow, untested tractor. What could go wrong?
Here goes nothing. Right?
We don't have a chain close by if it dies.
Yeah, we're out here outstanding in our field. So
We are, only it's not our field.
it's not our field. We're outstanding in someone else's field,
Yeah.
which is even more funny.
Bitter. Missouri. Yep. Oh yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, it's about 7 for us.
Nice old A and a 2-bottom plow here. This gentleman here owns it. Really nice fella. This is the dealership. His father or grandfather bought this tractor new. Never left the farm, except it came to, was in Wisconsin a couple of weeks ago for the Classic Green show, and it's here. This is the only time it's ever been off the farm. Nice original, straight. A couple of John Deere combines, a number 40 and a 55 EB, it says. That 40 would be quite a ride right there. I think they're getting ready to bind some wheat maybe here in a little bit, I'm not sure. Low seat AR right there, and a windrower, a John Deere windrower. Basically just driving around checking it out. Couple of nice D's right here. We'll drive down behind the plows, check them out. Seven or 8 bottom right there. 5 bottom case. 5 bottom white. Six bottom John Deere. See, they got them shined up. They painted them. See the blue on there? Paint them so then they stay shiny easier, shine up easier. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of plows here. 4 bottom John Deere, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottom, 7 bottom. Probably all it says 720 on there on that International. 4 bottom. Should probably pay attention to where I'm going. Now I don't know when, but they're going to take these big tractors and go down the road a little bit and plow at a different location, because these big tractors plow so much faster than us old guys on our old equipment. So whenever they do that, we will try to get down the road there and catch all that action as well. Got a real nice Spoker D with extension rims. 3 bottom plow. Behind him is a 34A John Deere with a 2 bottom. And then coming across here is a BO with a 1 bottom plow. That is Mr. Richard Hayne of Green Magazine fame. I believe that A right there is pretty close in serial number to ours. Got a GP coming through here with a two-way mounted plow. That's a nickel hole D there with the 2-bottom plow. Nice original. Got a Spoker D on extension rims coming through. This gentleman also owns a Waterloo Boy. He had a Waterloo Boy at Classic Green Reunion. Nice 3-bottom plow there. This is the 34A coming through with a 2-bottom plow. Here comes the GP with the one-way, or the, well, 2-way, but it's mounted. That's pretty cool. You don't see GPs plowing all that often. That's pretty neat. And then here comes the nickel hole. Sounds good.
Pretty neat stuff plowing out here, guys. I don't really see anything other than John Deere's. I mean, there's a Minneapolis over there, and I did that Farm All M over there. I did get it on my cell phone. I didn't get it on GoPro, but that's really it. That's all the plow stuff going on right now. It does look like there will be more ground to plow tomorrow, though, and that is the key. Here's one thing I've noticed. You know, all of the shows that we've been to lately, you don't really see too many steel wheel tractors. Here, steel wheels, steel wheels, steel wheels, steel wheels. That one's on rubber tire. Steel wheel, steel wheel, steel wheel, steel wheel, rubber tire. I think the guys who like plowing, they like doing it with steel wheels, you know. And if you guys have been on this channel very long, you should be familiar with Bones, my 36A on steel that I buried down in Oklahoma back in the fall. I'm starting to think we should have brought Bonesy with us, you know. It'd have been a good time. And I like plowing with Bonesy. But yeah, just an observation. Most of these tractors here are on steel that are all plowing right now. I mean, yeah, there's rubber tire tractors up there. All the newer stuff was on rubber tires, obviously, but it's just neat seeing these old steel wheel tractors out here doing what they were meant to do. I mean, you'll never get over that sound. It's great. It's a great one. I mean, just listen to this old leaf mark down here. Then we got Hans here. You know, you can't beat that sound.
combine and some wheat there. Got another combine over here going the other direction. And then over here we got a full type combine and then a windrower over there. So a lot of action going on here in the wheat field area. Looks like all this equipment currently is John Deere. I don't see any other brands out here anywhere. See, this guy's coming here almost to the end. Spent a lot of hours not on a John Deere combine, but a Massey combine. Didn't have a cab. We kind of had the next version back here, no cab on our Massey Harris combines. Itchy. Wheat is very itchy when you're combining, let me tell you. And there he comes out right there. So you can see the sickle bar going back and forth across the bottom. The header reel's obviously spinning there. That pulls the grain in. That's a 55 EB combine. I'm not sure what the EB stands for, but that's a 55. And I believe this one coming is a 40, I think is what I saw earlier. Much smaller combine, older machine. Getting ready to go back into the grain there. Very slow process, even with these, I would call them, well, they're antiques obviously, but you know, in their day they were modern. Still very slow process. They were not fast at all. This guy here, this is like the Massey combines we used to have. You set out in the open station there, the dust and the dirt. By the end of the day, you knew you'd done something. There we go. See that windrower coming out of there. What he's doing, he is windrowing the wheat there. Trying not to run over this golf cart. So he's windrowing that wheat, and then the other guy is coming along with that pull type combine, and he is thrashing that windrow. That's just a different type of deal. Windrowers, I don't know, some people like them, let it cut it, let it dry a little bit. If it was, you had some moisture in it or something, you could windrow it, and then you come back and run your combine through it. There's an old Honda big red three-wheeler right there. You don't see those very often. Those were leg breakers back in the day. Be having some problems with the full type combine. Looks like they're working on it. Turned out to be a beautiful day so far. I called for rain, and looks like it may be raining back that way, but right here right now it's good. We're good, so hopefully it'll stay this way. A little bit of cloud cover today is helping out a bunch. Still hot and sticky out, but not horrible. I think we were hotter last week at that Gasconade Thrasherman show that we went to. Maybe Josh and I will get on one of these wagons and ride around. We got shade there. Let them drive us around for a little bit. Here's another look at all the plows going back the other direction. You can see how shiny they are, some of them. Again, there's that one with the blue paint on there. put that paint on at the end of the year. You can tell that red one had some paint on it too. Put the paint on there to so that it stays shiny, so they shine up faster. Yeah, it looks like somebody else is going to grab the one bottom plow here. Simulating what a walking behind a horse or a mule would have done for you. A hard day's work right there. There we go, the young man's getting ready to try it. See what happens. And there it goes in the ground. He's walking along. Just imagine walking behind a horse or a mule all day doing that. You think you're tired nowadays. Do that for a day. I gotta tell you, I'm really pleased with this little 4-bolt B. It is really doing a good job plowing, and I was worried that it wouldn't pull that plow or we'd have problems with it, but man, it's been a champ. It's just pulled that plow like nothing. And flywheel seal is leaking a little bit. We got to fix that. The other day we had a little bit of a leak up here at the valve cover, but it doesn't seem to be leaking now, so I guess it healed itself up. And the PTO was leaking, and I kind of fixed that, so I'm really happy with this tractor. I love it. One of my, fastly becoming one of my favorite tractors. Wanted one of these for a very long time, and you know, it was set up, somebody did some plowing with it back in the day anyway, because it's got 2 sets of weights on the back, and it's got the rope trip thing on the seat, so it had done some plowing in its life. Really happy with it. And this plow, we had a whole different plow we were going to bring, and worked on it. The hitch was broke, and we were working on it and couldn't get it fixed, couldn't get it together, and so we scrapped that idea the night before we left. And I went out in the weeds, literally pulled this thing out of the weeds, threw it on the back of the trailer, and we didn't even know if it would work or not, and it's doing a pretty decent job. It's not set right, but it's working, so couldn't be happier with that either. You can see what the plows look like when they're shined up. That's what they should look like. That's a nice original John Deere 55. Still got all the lettering on it. Looks, excuse me, looks really nice. Nice original behind this style D here. Got a 730 diesel, a case, big case over there with a 4-bottom mounted plow. There's really a lot of stuff here, and everything, they keep stuff moving all the time. Stuff is moving, people are moving around doing stuff, so it's really good. It's a good show. You should come to it if you haven't ever been here. Make plans. Got quite the lineup over here. Nice Styled A, Waterloo Boy, Spoker D, GP, a couple more Spokers, open fan shaft, A BO, another open fan shaft A, 40 crawler, and another Spoker D. Quite the combination all down through here. It's a big 2-bottom disc plow, so this is a different type of plow. Doesn't have the same type of shears on it that that we've seen on all the other plows. So this is called a disc plow because of these discs, right? And they rotate as you're going through the ground, and it's just different style plow, made for different types of soil conditions and that type of thing. And they made 2, 3, 4, 5 bottom, 6 bottom, I don't know, big plows even in this configuration. So it's a nice old disc plow there, kind of different. You don't see those very often around. And see these notches here? Well, those are not supposed to be there. So she's done some work in her day. That wheel is worn out, but still very nice. Nice spoker here. Just sitting there idling along. Combines are still going after it. They're about done. I assume that we'll probably plow this section tomorrow. Since we plowed the other end down there today, we'll probably be plowing up here tomorrow, would be my guess. Total assumption on my part, but that's what I think, probably. And you can see he's way down there. He is got a harrow. He's running over that, smoothing it out. So we may plow down there again. I don't know. Good times. So this is an end gate seeder. This one's a McCormick Deering. If you remember, if you've watched our channel anytime at all, last year when we made our second annual trip to Iowa marketplace finds, I bought one of these end gate seeders. Of course, mine was a John Deere, but basically the same setup as this. And so what this would do, you'd have your seed in your wagon there, and you'd fill this hopper up here, and then this one would probably be fertilizer. And so then see these gears right here, and there's gears down there on the wheel, on the axle there. So it would be a chain. It was chain drive, and so as the wheel turns, then these sprockets things here turn, fan deals turn, and cast your seed out on the ground. So cover crops, probably wheat. You could plant wheat that way. Whatever you would want to plant. That's what an end gate seeder is, and that's the application for it. The wagon and everything. By the way, this is a John Deere wagon, John Deere Triumph wagon, and it is for sale. And if I had room on the trailer, that might come home with me, but I don't have. That's even got a lift under it. Man, that is tempting. Well, I didn't see the lift under there. That makes it even that much more tempting. It looks like it's in good shape for what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Josh about that. I should probably walk away now. I better walk away.
So anyways, Dad's been filming for the last 10 minutes.
Huh. Nice. .45-20 John Deere with a Cat repower. I don't know if you could hear me a while ago or not, but we're kind of cheating. Hold on. Let me roll the window up.
We're letting all the cold air out.
Yeah. We're actually setting in the air conditioning because we can. We seem to have stopped progress down there. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, now we're going. All right, so that's that big Minneapolis. That's a propane rig. big international. It says AT4 1600 on there. I don't know anything about Minneapolis, but that's a big rig. That's a 1456 International Turbo. A 5020 John Deere with duals and a cab. He's got air conditioning. He's just idling along there. He ain't even working it hard. And then we got a big case coming. $1170 case. Could get run over out here. That was pretty cool, wasn't it, Josh?
Yeah. I mean, they just turned a lot of ground in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. We should have counted how many bottoms that was.
I think I'd lose count.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, they are turning some. They'll be done. If they did this whole field, they'd be done in 30 minutes or an hour. All right, we got some more coming. I got to move over. That's officially the first pass by all of them, and so now they're all circling around, and they're going to go back down and make another pass. So we're going to kind of get out of this congestion here because everybody's kind of surrounded us. That 50/20 with the cab coming down through here, the duals, is impressive. Of course, this case coming with all the wheel weight is kind of impressive too. What? Did you say something?
No.
I can't hear. Folks, we're out here struggling to bring you all this action. Actually, we're not. We're sitting in the air conditioning.
I'm about to fall asleep.
Josh is about to pass out. I'm trying to not get run over by tractors and plows as they come by. Good times, though. It really is. It was pretty cool watching these big tractors plow like this. Up close and personal, if you will. For those of you that don't know, this ditch right here is called the furrow. You can tell they're doing a good job plowing because this wall right here is straight as a string down through there. If my plow came down through here, it'd all be kind of falling over. So that's good. You can see how deep it is. And that's going to conclude day one of the Boss Brothers show. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below if you saw something that you liked or something sparked a memory. Stay tuned next week for Volume 2, Day 2 of the Boss Brothers show. There's plenty more to come, guys.